Something I have found, and I reference it in the book, is just showing up. You don't even have to say anything to the person, but just show up. Give them a hug. I mean, I know that helps me. You're not going to fix it, but if you can just give me a hug, that's comfort.
So let's welcome Holly Ferguson. Hi, Holly.
Hello, Beatriz. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
It's an honor to have you in our program. And you know that everyone listens different things when I say allow yourself. So, because that's the name of the podcast, allow yourself. So, what comes to mind when you hear that?
Well, through the grieving process, allow yourself to feel and allow yourself to go at your own pace and don't everybody has their own journey. And even like when my husband died, my son was 11 at the time, and I told him, I'm like, I don't know what you're going through. Sure, we lost the same person, but our relationship to the person was different. And when my dad died, he was almost 90 and I was in my 40s. So I could not relate to what my son was going through. So just allowing, everybody's journey
Yeah, there
is
is no
different.
formula, right? It's like um, sometimes people expect you not to cry just after a week or after the month is okay. A month has passed away. Get back to your life. Go to your routine, and forget that we are not robots. That we have feelings, memories, sensations, and each one of us. Um, Feel their loss in a completely different way. Sometimes for people it's a relief, even if it's hard to hear, and for people it's a very hard trauma, right? So, how do you approach the persons that are in that lost someone?
Well, something I've learned that, again, my process is very different than your process. And I am in a support group. And at one point, one of the members in the support group was talking about going to visit his father. And the last time he had been in a hospital was when his wife passed away. And I kind of I mentioned to him, I'm like, because I had gone to the funeral home for a neighbor which was the exact same funeral home my husband's was at. And I got through it, and I kind of expressed to him, you'll get through it. Thinking back after I said that, though, I'm like, his journey's different than mine. And I apologized to him for that because I kind of assumed I got through it. You can get through it. But, it's again, not putting, I can share my experience, but everybody's experience is going to be different.
Yes, but what I'm listening to you say, correct me if I'm wrong, is when you visit things that you were with your husband or the funeral, you think you come back to your experience, you like revive your experience, and then you want to tell the others that you will go through the same, and it's not like that. Yes, I always assume that everybody will go through it in different ways, though, but they will get to the other side, let's say, where the acceptance and the you can talk freely without the pain and the and the trauma and the grief that you feel while you're going through it. Um, and the other thing that I heard you said is look for a support group.
Yeah, definitely. Finding community, I mean, again, community, because the support group I am part of, all of us lost a partner, spouse. I mean, some were divorced, but still you have kids together. And
That's a loss,
all of
but
us
a
have,
different kind of loss, but it's still a loss. The
yeah,
divorce, yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
still a loss. But I mean, they might be divorced, but one of them has passed. So you still have the
Hmm.
children that you're helping. I mean, that you, um, sorry, now I'm getting a little off track. Um, uh, oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's perfect. It's
um,
it is
I think where I'm going with this is that in our support group, all of us have teenagers, and
okay.
and it is comforting because a lot. I mean, it's like what navigating grief and what's hormones and what's grief and all of that. Um, it's nice to have a you that community that you aren't like you're not off your rocker like you like my kids are going through this or behaving this way as well, so you've got that kind of camaraderie and shared ways of navigating it as well.
Yeah, the importance of the message you're not alone, and it's not only happening to you. There are other people that are going through harder, softer, different, or the same, but it's a path that you feel understood. And especially for teenagers that are, it's an age that it's you're kind of lost, that you're trying to figure it out, what's yours and what's not yours, and what you're feeling and what's your voice and what it's not your voice. Um, it's very important not to feel alone, just to have the camaraderie, as you say. And how do you approach a person that is in grief? Because a lot of people feel fear that they will say the wrong thing or they will create a worse situation.
Something I have found, and I reference it in the book, is just showing up. You don't even have to say anything to the person, but just show up, give them a hug. I mean, like, I know that helps me. Like, you're not going to fix it, but if you can just give me a hug, that's comfort.
Presence, huh? Just showing
Presence.
up is the presence is, um, because we think that presence is nothing. If we don't say the words, a lot of people think that presence is nothing. But presence is everything. Presence in your life, just to be there, is your energy, is saying without words, I care, I am here with you. Uh, Whatever even if you don't say, whenever you need, I'm here, I showed up. And it's a very um, comforting when you go after the funeral. At least it happened to me, because at the funeral you're so immersed in what's happening to you that you don't see who's there and who's not there. But just rewinding and seeing who came and who was is really warming yourself, that you're not alone, that there is a lot of people that care about you, that um, there is help out there, there is support groups, there are people that are going through the same, that we can help each other just by being.
Yeah, and I mean it's also that thing of like, the person dies and everybody shows up and everybody's there, but then as time moves on, people
Yeah.
fade and
Yeah.
disappear.
After
And
3 months, you are by yourself. Yeah.
and honestly, it's like that first year, at least this was my own experience. Like, I mean, I was just trying to survive, just, and there's a lot to do. The second year, it's like that shock has kind of subsided, and like the reality is like, this is my life. Like, this is where this is real. And that second year is when people really do. I mean, it's like the first anniversary, you'll get a call or a card. Second, less. Third, less. You know, and so again, it's like the just showing up, just show up, like just the presence. It's impactful.
How long ago did you lose your
So
husband?
he passed in October of 2021.
Oh, 5 years. Yeah. Still
Yeah.
fresh. Yeah. It's people expect that after a year you're okay. You got it together. It's your morning session. It's over. Although it's not like that. You have all the times triggers, right? The first year, correct me if I'm wrong. What people talk about is that it's the hardest because you have so many dates that is the first time that you are by yourself. Your anniversary, your birthday, Easter, Christmas, and everything is a trigger. Father's Day, Mother's
Yeah.
Day. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I mean, like um like my husband and he proposed on New Year's Eve.
Mhm.
So it's like, again, there's that trigger, not just of like, oh, festive New Year's Eve, but it's like he also had proposed then. So it's like it's like it's like if there's anything I would tell somebody, is like, don't propose on like some sort of um like
Holidays.
Valentine's Day or
Yes.
holiday. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's my own personal, it's like,
Yeah. And
everybody.
what's in your book, Life, Love and Loss, LLL, no? Is Life, Loss, Love and Loss. Um, what is your main message?
Well, it was the processing it for me. I have other people who contributed to it sharing their own journeys through grief. And so it kind of ex- emphasizes how like people process grief differently and also the same. And then there's some in the end of each chapter, there are kind of like little helpful tips of what somebody who is supporting of somebody that is grieving can do.
What are yours? Help tips, your tips. So,
I'm
for
sorry.
what can you advise our audience about some tips of that the approach of how to approach people? You say that it's presence. I'm asking because I know a lot of people, and sometimes when I was younger it was for me, um, I wanted to go but I was really afraid to say something that I was not supposed to say, and how to talk or how to call or how to say. And but that's the approach. But for people that are grieving, how would you how would you start the journey?
Well,
How
it's interesting you're asking that, because even I feel like at times I don't know what to say to people. Like, I mean, and that's why I say just show up and give a hug if they want a hug.
Okay. And for the person that is grieving, okay, how, what's the process? What's the starting process of the shock? Because some deaths are expected that it's a long uh, sickness, and some are suddenly, and some
Yeah.
are, yeah. So,
I mean, I feel like from conversations I've had with people, because some have been gradual. I mean, my husband did have some health issues, but when he died, it was still a shock because it wasn't like the first time he'd gone into an ambulance before and they came to the house. I mean, that had happened before, but then it was when he died, I mean, it was a shock because I kind of just expected he'll be admitted to the hospital like he has been in the past and he'll be home. Um, and some of the people in my grief group, their person did die suddenly, whether it was a stroke or suicide, and you know, um, and again, it's like I can't relate to somebody who necessarily that lost somebody lost their person like by suicide even, but um I think it's what do you need, but if they don't know what they need, because half the time I didn't know what I needed when people would be like, oh, what do you need? It's like, I don't know, like I can barely, like I'm in a fog.
so you say that your process is that when you felt like you're in a fog, you don't know what you want, you don't know what you need. It's like you're just floating and like my mind is not working.
Because
So,
grief does that. It changes your body chemistry.
okay.
It does. There's a thing called grief brain, and it does. It physically changes your body chemistry.
So, and what do you feel?
I'm sorry.
And what do you feel?
Well, I mean, like when my husband died, I did feel like a piece of me inside of me died. Not something that I felt when my dad died.
Okay.
I mean, I was sad and mourned both, but
So,
um,
what do you advise the people that come and there are two sides: the people that are grieving and the people that visit and support. You know, the support is sometimes people that are going through the same thing in grieving. That it's I have heard that it really hurts, especially it really helps, especially when it's a partner or a son or a daughter, or that it's with parents is like it's expected that parents die before
yeah,
us, but it's when it's in the same level or uh,
or
kids,
out of order.
yeah, of out of order. uh, um, it's much more difficult so to get that support. So there is two sides: the person that grieves and the person that visits. So from the grieving part, how do you start the process when you're fog and what I know? For example, there are people that just struggle taking a shower that or getting out of bed. So how do you start getting the shower and getting out of bed and getting back to eating and getting back to at least feel like you have some soul inside you?
Well, now you're asking me like I'm a therapist and a grief counselor, which I
No,
am not.
no, I'm asking you about your experience.
Yeah.
How did you start it?
Well, I mean, when I had family that was here with me,
Okay.
um, I couldn't call the funeral home. My mother did that for me,
Hmm.
the initial call.
Okay. So it's very
Um,
important the family support or the friends, the close friends support at the beginning to be there just because you are not there. You.
right.
Mhm.
Um, and I mean, one of my sisters definitely stayed with us both right after my husband, died. And then we didn't have his services until like a month later. So she left because she doesn't live nearby. And then she came back and stayed with us. So, in some ways, that was a good little practice for me, um, to be by myself with my son, like that little window of time. But at the same time, we were also like planning the services. So it was, I was consumed with that, um, and trying to keep my son, like, I mean, I just be there for him.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
go Oh, so I guess it's one of those things. It's like two steps forward, three steps back, five steps forward, one step back. So um, it's just very incremental steps, and sometimes you're going to do well, and then you'll have setbacks. Um, and I think that was the supported the good that was, I mean, helpful to have my grief support group.
Okay. So that is what inspired you to create the Healing Heaven Living?
So what part of what inspired that was because my son, when he was when he was in 6th grade when my husband died,
Wow.
and and he, like, I was trying to carpool, like get carpools goings, because it was just a lot for me to drive all the time, and he was livid because when I was like, when it was my turn to drive, he's like, they have both parents. Why are you driving? And so and then talking to another widow friend of mine, her son, who was older, but it was a similar situation. So that's where the community part came in, because this grief group that I am part of, they also have a children's component to it. And so it's, if you are with other kids that are going through what you are going through, it's like you're not alone. So if that's where the Healing Haven Living community came in, when I first learned about intentional communities and what they actually were. I'm like, oh, they have them for divorcees, they have them for, like, different. So it's like, why don't they have one for grieving families? And
Oh.
that's kind of how it came to be.
And how can people start a community, or what's the process, or how they can contact you?
So there is I do have a Healing Haven Living Facebook page,
Okay.
so they can find me that way. And if there's anybody local, we're doing a coffee meetup on Saturday, this Saturday,
Local in Massachusetts, yeah.
local in Massachusetts.
Yeah. So in the Facebook Healing Heaven Living, and where can they buy your book?
Amazon right now.
In Amazon. And remember, the book name is Life, Love, and Loss. And if
Yep.
you want to remember easier, it's LLL. Life, Love,
Walking the
and Loss. Mhm.
Walking the painful road, rediscovering life shaped by grief.
And the author is Holly Ferguson. So, well, it has been very interesting talking to you and seeing a completely different point of view about grieving. So, tell me, if you would have to go to your teenager, what would you tell her?
If I were to go to my teenager, what would I
Tell her.
tell him?
Tell her that she didn't know before. Your teenager, your own teenager. When
Oh,
you
my own teenage self. What would I tell her? Oh my God, that is a good question.
because
Um,
she was as a teenager, it says like it cannot happen to me. So it happened to your
it's interesting because my sister, so I mean, we did have some kids in our when I was in middle school and elementary school who did have parents, a parent die. And my younger sister definitely remembers me putting things together to send the family, whether it was a card signed by the whole class. Um,
So what would you tell her today? That you were very empathic and sensitive back
I
then.
guess so. Yeah.
So so it's like naturally new. So what would you tell her today?
I would actually say, Holly, you are like thoughtful. You're a good egg.
Yeah. So you see, sometimes we don't even realize that we have it, that empathy and that to put ourselves in the shoes of others when we are really young and we can feel the pain of others. That I really see you like that you can not only feel your pain, you can feel the pain of others. That's why it's so important for you, the community issue. No, it's to help and to cooperate because it help you also. It's the thing is that as a therapist, I can tell you that you you don't only get when you receive. You get a lot when you give because it comes back to you too.
Yep.
So it says that giving hands are never empty, you know. It's what it says, and you can see it. I brought you back to your teenager that you didn't think about it, but it's very important. So okay, so yeah, you're very thoughtful. It's very nice, and sometimes at that stage, parents tell the kids, "Don't be so good. World is not like that. Don't be so giving." You know, yes, and especially today, we were talking. I was talking not long ago with friends that honesty and empathy is punished today. Is not is in the wider world, in school, when you tell the truth and you're honest, and you get punished. For example, overslept, so that's why I came late. Oh, you don't have to do da, 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 all the retaliant with that. If I say, oh, my mom's car, lying, no, my mom's car fell, so we got late. It's fine, okay, you're forgiven. You know what I mean? Is that honest? The same
Right.
happened with empathy. I have had some clients that come and say, when there is a exercise that I do. Ask others, what are you good for? And don't argue. Just listen. Okay? What are you good for? And that's what remind me you what you said. And they come back and they say that I'm too good. That I'm too good a person, and it's not good for the business. I'm too much. I think too much about what other people's feel, and that's not good for the business. And I get really surprised because that's empathy, right? So yes, my mantra is I don't do to others what I don't like others to do to me. So it comes to that part of the very, very important to reward. That's what I wanted to say. It's very, very important to reward empathy, to reward kindness, to reward presence, even if doing nothing. Just being there is doing a lot. You don't need to say, no need to hug, no need to perform, no need to bring food, no need to do nothing. Just to be there
Yep.
is a lot. And that has to be praised and really rewarded more in our society so we can get that sense of community lost
Yes.
that has been lost. So the sense of community, the sense of sharing and not competing, the sense of being for each other. So it really reminds us this conversation, Holly, that how holy our life is when we share it and when we are not alone. So before we disconnect, we finish. Tell me uh, with what word are you taking from this conversation? What came you keep in mind? What's the word that comes to your head?
Expanse, share,
Expand,
love.
share. Yes. If one person gets healed or help with this conversation, we did our job.
Yeah.
So we don't need to have thousands of millions. With one person that gets better is the power of one, right?
Yeah.
That's
And even, I mean, even with the book itself, like I had mentioned, I had other people contribute to it. And I had asked several people, and some found it therapeutic, so they did it. Others were like, I can't open that can of worms again.
Yeah. So there are people that are not ready to talk. They are um I say they're still in the wound. They have not go to the scar. So it's easier to talk from the scar and not from the wound. And the wound really you cry, you feel it, it's hard. You need to go through all the process until you get to the scar. So,
yeah.
Holly, thank you very much for being
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you for participating in Allow Yourself podcast because it's very important, as you say at the beginning, in times of grief to allow yourself to feel, to allow yourself to give yourself time, to go to your own pace, don't rush it. It's it, it's not outside that don't allow you. It's you yourself that have to allow yourself to feel, to grieve, to go on your own pace, and you'll get when you need where you need to get.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
sharing really, thank you, Holly, really for sharing your heart, your wisdom, your journey with us today, with me and with our audience, because this is a really a powerful conversation that allowing yourself is not a one-time decision. It's it's a daily practice to have the courage, to have the grace, to have the self-trust, and and for everyone listening, may you give yourself permission also to take your time, to take your space, to rest, to begin, to reset, to really become what you meant to be. So, thank you, Holly, and see you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time and have